5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Strange Planet Podcast.
Hey!
Alright.
Welcome, everybody, to the Strange Planet
Everybody
Podcast.
calm the fuck
hey,
down.
Calm down, everybody. Welcome to the Strange Planet Podcast, the strangest podcast on the strangest of all the planets. We are your hosts. This is...
Mouthful of marbles. Corey James.
And I'm Anthony Zevatek. I don't know what happened to me right there. I think I might have had a stroke.
You can just... podcast. It's the strangest.
I'm just skipping over here.
Yeah,
Skipping.
we're skipping.
Hey, man.
Hey,
everybody. Hey, all you listeners and viewers out there. There you go. We're here for another episode, and tell you what, last week's was great.
It was great.
Yep.
So I want to talk about some stuff here.
Okay.
So we got other things going on in this channel.
Yeah.
We haven't addressed together.
No.
We got the podcast
Yep.
that you're watching right now.
Strange Planet Podcast.
Tuesdays or Wednesdays.
Yep.
Video will probably be Wednesdays. We got the Wrestling Roundup now.
Which is going to be coming Fridays.
Fridays, Saturdays.
Fridays,
depending on when you
Saturdays.
do it.
Right, yeah. Ideally, we'd like to record it this evening and then post it later in the week.
Right.
If a breaking news story happens or pay-per-view predictions need to be done, that'll be special. But we're going to do like a little Tuesday show for Friday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And we also have, every Sunday, you can check out the comic book review done by this guy right here.
Yeah.
Had a really good episode this past week.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing it. Like,
Yeah.
it was a lot easier doing that than the music ones that I was trying to do for a
Yeah.
while there. Like, I felt natural.
Right.
And I had something to talk to.
Yeah.
It was I don't know.
No, and see, that's I was going to say the same thing. When I used to do the prediction video recordings just by myself at home, and it was just audio, I could never quite get the like I could never
groove,
feel
you find a groove,
comfortable,
right.
But and it would always be like 10 to 15 minutes, and then
when you were doing that, you were
when
cruising
I'm doing that, I'm
20 minutes. I was like,
straight,
look at this.
20 minutes, which means I talked for 15 minutes straight, which was so easy to talk to the viewers at home.
Right. And we've been getting plenty of views on
I know,
YouTube.
that's it. So, YouTube's been doing really good. SoundCloud has been doing still
SoundCloud
really
is
good.
steady.
I
I'm
know.
surprised that we haven't, like, for a minute there we lost some and
Right.
gained them on YouTube, and now
Right.
it's just.
I know.
evening out.
I thought whenever we jumped on the YouTube that SoundCloud was going to go take a nosedive, but it is not. It has been
No,
super steady.
we're up to like 40 on the last cast.
Yeah.
Both of our single ones are
25 plus.
yeah.
Yeah, which you add with the 25 plus on the
I would say,
YouTube,
I
and
think mine's up to 25.
Yeah.
Yours was 26.
yep. So
Couple comments.
yeah, a couple comments,
Couple likes. Hell yeah. One thumbs down.
One thumbs down
on the last podcast.
I said it was funny because when I saw that,
I'm okay with that.
I'm so okay with it, and I said to Jess, I was like, oh man, I was like.
We got our thumbs down.
Last week's episode had a thumbs down, and she's like, "Oh, is that bad?" I was like, "No, it's good." I was like, "People are reacting."
Well, I
Like,
mean, it is not good.
It's not great,
but it is something.
I'm super happy that people are reacting
yeah.
to the show.
That's when I got that comment that was like, "Oh, hey, I'll definitely be looking out for more comic book reviews." I'm like, "Holy shit,
Oh,
thank
yeah.
you!"
Yeah,
like,
right. A little validation.
and
We've
then
been doing this
then
for.
I replied and I said thanks. I said we have podcasts on Tuesdays.
Yep.
We got Wrestling Roundup. Like,
We've been
check
doing this
everything out.
for like about 3 years. I'd say we've been doing this, and we were just begging for people to comment, to say something,
Yep.
and now it's finally happening. So that's really exciting.
Yes.
That's
So
super exciting.
just subscribe, like, share to the Suicide Moses Productions channel.
Yep.
To get all this great content. I'm working on more shows with more people,
Yes.
great talent. There's always music and stuff that's being worked on.
Yeah.
I had a band here this weekend that
Yep.
recorded.
Pretty
I'll
rock
probably
and roll.
put their album up when it gets finished.
Oh yeah.
So,
Killing it.
yeah.
Crushing it.
Share, scribe.
Share, scribe.
Lick it.
Licky, share, scribe.
Licky the share, scribe.
Licky the share, scribe. All right, let's get on with this week's show. super excited for this week's
Oh
show.
yeah.
Oh,
boy.
it was funny because last night at 3 a.m. I sent you the link to that Mary Poppins trailer. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
All right, we're gonna talk about it a little later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it a little
I was
later.
just like, you sent me that, and I'm like, man, we really don't have crap.
I
for
know.
this
Well,
show.
see, I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, we really don't have a lot. So at least we could talk about Mary Poppins.
There's that.
But then today,
We
got that-
found out that Thing is gonna marry Alicia.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
but that is one thing.
that is
but
one
that's
thing.
not what we were talking about.
Today we got the Captain Marvel trailer. Boom! Finally.
Finally,
I thought it was never gonna happen.
we've been waiting
So
waiting.
patiently.
and waiting.
I've been calling Brie Larson. I'm like, yo, girl, when's we getting that trailer? And
When's we
she's-
getting that
when's we getting that
trailer?
trailer? And she's like, I don't know. It has nothing to do with me. And I'm like,
I'm not
no.
in charge of it.
Like, I don't know. And then she goes like, how'd you get this number? And I'm like, I don't even ask.
Who is this?
Who is this? That's right. So what do we do? Do we do anything for our comics this week?
No, we don't
Yeah.
have nothing for our comics. The radar, the only thing I had was the new issue of the Fantastic Four, set up for Ben Grimm and his long love Alicia is finally tying the knot.
Finally.
So, good for him.
Mm-hmm. You know, it just goes to show that even the ugliest of you people out there can find true love.
Even if you look like a rock,
Even if you look like a gigantic rock man,
there's someone out there for you.
there's someone out there
Or
for
just
you.
be persistent. Because, I mean, he's always loved
Yeah,
the
I
same
guess.
woman. Eventually, she doesn't find someone, she's going to settle for him.
Yeah,
So,
that's a really good point too.
it just
You know,
means
I
don't
love,
ever give up unless there's a restraining order.
I love in the Fantastic Four, the two Fantastic Four movies done by Fox. Kerry Washington played Alicia in those, and I think Kerry Washington is beautiful, gorgeous,
When she
sleek,
wigged
beautiful.
out when he showed up and she was like in the window and he was down on the street in the raincoat.
No, Alicia's the blind African American.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
not the one that ditched him.
No.
Okay.
No, F her. F you, lady. Whatever your name is.
Okay, cool.
Sweet. So Ben Grimm's getting hitched.
Murrayed. What's up with all these comic books
Marriage?
like focusing around these? I mean, it's just, I guess it's just because it's been so long that all these people have been like in limbo
I know.
that they're like, F it.
F it.
All
That's
right.
what I s- All
Let's
right.
move on to the good stuffs.
Here we got our Marvel news. Gonna say a little weird today.
Marvel?
Yep, I'm gonna say it just like that. You know why? We got our Marvel news. Tell me about this MCU visual dictionary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Yeah, this is very interesting and such a small little thing that could mean something huge in the MCU.
Nice.
All right, so we've always had the Marvel Dictionary
Right.
that has all the characters and
Yep.
their powers and who they are and when they show up and their appearances, all. But they just released an MCU visual dictionary, which
sweet.
has all the characters
Right.
and everything, props and stuff from the movies. If you go to Scarlet Witch's profile
Okay.
or Quicksilver's,
Yeah.
they both have a little something interesting in there.
Did they drop that M word?
No,
No.
but they got as close to it as they ever have.
Really?
Because now, in the dictionary, it says their powers are not given to them by the Tesseract like they said in the movie.
They were unlocked.
They were latent powers unlocked by the power of the Tesseract.
Which it was actually, I hate to do this to you, but it was the Mind Stone that was inside the scepter.
It wasn't the Tesseract?
No, it wasn't. I always thought it was
thought it
too.
was the Tesseract inside
I always
the
thought it was too.
Scepter.
But I mean, when you watch Age of Ultron, well, first off, the Tesseract goes back
oh,
to
yeah, I guess they take it out
Asgard,
and then they make Vision.
and then right,
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
yeah,
But yeah, regardless, latent, woken powers.
yeah,
They're effing mutants.
yeah. They're effing mutants. That's what that
like
means.
that would have not been able to be put in there
Nope.
if we weren't setting up for something in
Right.
the future.
Well, see, and that is the thing. Like, you know, when they first made their appearance in Age of
It was
Ultron.
the end of Civil War.
No, it was the end of Captain America,
No, it wasn't
Winter
Civil War.
Soldier.
It was end of Winter Soldier, yeah, where they're like in their
Was
cells.
it the end of Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was Avengers.
Was it the first Avengers?
It was the first Avengers because they're experimenting. That's the whole point. Is they're experimenting.
This doesn't seem
What
right.
the hell was the end credit scene where they're in their cells and she's like all like spazzy moving
Yeah.
stuff and he's shooting around? I don't remember what the end credit scene was. What movie that was. But anyway,
so yeah, they would have, if it was anything like then, they would have said like they have latent powers that are being unlocked. They wouldn't have said we're making supers,
Right.
Or we're making enhanced.
yeah, the one scientist literally said they were using the stone to give them powers,
Right.
and they were experimenting with that to make more people with powers.
Exactly.
But with this dictionary, this is the first time that it's been said that they already had powers. This just awoken the power
Wouldn't it be
within.
cool if the dictionary said their father was of German descent?
Well, they talk about their parents
I know, and
being
that's
killed,
right in Sokovia.
but then they say they were orphans. So, like, how do they even know?
They could have been orphans who were adopted by the parents who were killed in Sokovia.
Right.
Or not
See,
Sokovia.
this is the thing, though.
Anyway.
You're trying to set up
Yeah.
the already established X-Men universe.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Like, they're going to start their own new one.
But I mean, you can't say that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are not.
No, you
Eric
could.
Lentzer's kids.
But you're thinking of Fassbender's Magneto.
Right.
He's not going to be Magneto in the MCU.
I know, it's terrible.
So yes, she could still be the daughter of Magneto.
Yeah.
But a new Magneto in this new world.
Ooh.
And you have to think, if this is the way they're going, something's going to happen with the stones
Right.
to start unlocking the gene on the
Whoa.
planet to start boosting the mutant generation, which would bring the X-Men in a little bit more smoothly.
How do you feel about that?
I'm all right with that.
Yeah,
because
that
that's the only way
sounds-
you're bringing them into the MCU
Right.
and making anyone feel comfortable with it.
Right, that sounds good to me, and it's also like, I know we talked weeks ago about, like, oh, it's parallel universe, it's different
I know,
universe.
I was trying to get the parallel universe okay,
but if you have, like, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in this universe, you can't very well say that they came from this universe.
the only reason that I would be okay with that
Yeah.
is Scarlet Witch would get her brother back.
I know.
I
feel
he'd be
like-
because Scarlet Witch is in the other universe. Like, she's young in that
Right.
movie. Like, they're supposed to be twins, aren't they?
They are supposed to be
But in
twins,
that- in the
but
Fox,
in the
she's
Fox,
way younger.
Yeah, she's way younger, which
Okay.
means that in the Fox X-Men universe, Eric Lencher had to go to DC to get that lady pregnant, leave, and then come back and get her pregnant again.
But they didn't say that he's the father
Father
of the
Scarlet
girl.
Witch, right?
They just showed her in the background, and you automatically assume that that little girl is Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
You don't actually know.
I assume.
Yeah. But definitely that one little tidbit that we got in this new just random release of something by Marvel, I don't think they would have put that in there without knowing that something's coming.
No, I think you're right. I agree with you
And
100%.
And this stone theory is mine.
You taking it?
No, I mean, like, I've never heard
Oh,
this
okay.
theory. I literally just came up with it in this conversation.
Nice.
Like, if they were using the stone to already unlock the powers of those two and experiment with it, wouldn't it make sense that if you're using the stones and you're not sure of, like, the power of it, these things are supposed to be insanely powerful when you bring
they
them
were
together.
made
They
by
can do almost
Celestials.
anything.
Right.
Wouldn't it make sense that you start messing with them more on the planet? Stuff starts happening, like people start getting powers because their mutant genes are being boosted into another level or whatever.
Yeah, I'm totally down with that.
I think that'd be an easier way to bring the X-Men and the whole storyline in there.
I really like that idea a lot.
Good.
I'm down. I'm on board with it.
Marvel, you should be watching this.
You
never listen to us.
If there's a low-level stooge at Marvel right now watching this podcast, you could take our idea and call it your own.
Oh, I'm perfectly okay with that.
That's fine with us.
But this is definitely the best way. Don't effing in 7 years say, we're going to do Avengers versus X-Men from alternate universes. Here we go.
Yeah.
We're going to build into Secret Wars. Please don't do that.
Don't do that. I think it's funny because, like, the more I think about it, we're so far along that there's a lot of storylines and comic, stories that just don't work anymore.
No. Once comic books, everybody runs out of ideas and like starts grasping at straws and getting desperate. And comic books did that for many a decades.
Right.
So,
like, if Cap's gonna die, what are you doing Secret Wars for?
Well, I mean, there was tons of different Caps.
I know.
And we're already setting up for
new Cap.
Ant-Man's daughter to take over for Ant-Man.
Yeah, what is she called again?
I can't remember. And
I
you're going to
forget.
take over, and Tony Stark's the new daughter is going to take over for him. We literally have all the works for a female Avengers movie. So I know that's the direction that they're going.
I super love that
And
idea.
I super love that idea, too. After watching the Captain Marvel freaking trailer, I'm
Right.
so down with this shit. Like,
Agreed.
take me that direction.
Take me there.
Just, I don't know about Secret Wars. I don't know about going that far.
Yeah, that's a little too
Give
far.
me MODOK before you give me Secret Wars.
I know. Give me, like, Kang. Or what's his name? Krang? No, Kang.
Krang from
Kang
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Kang the Conqueror. Shut up.
MODOK. You know what MODOK stands for?
It's, I do. It is, man, it is. No, go ahead and tell me because I
It's
forget.
like modified organism designed
A-
something killing.
Yeah. Crazy.
But I'd be down for him.
I'd be down for that.
And if they don't get, what's his face to play him?
Dinklage?
Yeah, if they don't
He
get
already-
Dinklage,
he's
it
already
doesn't
in the
matter. He's in
MCU.
everything.
He's
and
already in
no
the
one
MCU.
cares.
He plays a giant. He plays a giant dwarf.
I know, and
can't-
you can't tell the difference. If you took his hair off, gave him a bowl cut, shoved his fat head in a robotic suit, I'd be perfectly fine. And no one would notice or give a crap that he was the gigantic dwarf that forged all the hammers that you're never going to see again.
What's that planet called? Milavanir? Villa?
It's not even a planet. It's like
it's
a
a star,
floating
right, yeah, it's-
rock beside a star.
Villa Navanir? Something like that. Something weird. Anyway. Moving on in the Marvel news. Venom, the movie, officially was given a PG-13 rating. Now, what does this mean for that movie itself?
Okay. So, I mean, we talked about this before. We knew this was coming.
Yep.
It's official now.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Is this a good thing?
See, alright. It might... Alright, the only way I can see it's a good thing is that you open up that other revenue stream with the kids.
Oh, okay, so money-wise,
Yeah.
they're going to make more money now than they were if they would have kept it R.
No,
Because
I
they
didn't
were
say
losing
that.
ground before anyways with popularity.
Okay. I think the only reason they were losing ground with popularity before is because there were so many unanswered questions. Like, are we actually going to see Venom in this? Is it going to be a last shot?
And by the time that we got the second trailer, it was already rumored that it was being PG-13.
Right. So I think the PG-13 rating is Sony.
Is going to save it. It's saving their ass.
You think it's going to save their ass?
It's going to make the money back, yes.
Okay.
It's going to make us have a second one.
Whew. All right. So.
But that's not what my question was for.
Right.
My question was, did they do it specifically so down the road we might see Spider-Man meet up with Venom?
See, all
If
right.
you kept it R, there's no way down the road in the future that the PG-13 MCU
Yeah.
is going to let that come in.
Sure.
I'm thinking the last minute decision to cut the movie up, pull back, not only was a money decision, but a decision from all, because people have been clamoring for this from the day that they said they were making Venom.
Yeah.
When are we going to see Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Spider-Man meet up with Venom. So
I know. That's
I'm
what we've been
thinking
wondering.
that this is them thinking, we already have our foot in the door with the MCU. We
Yeah.
already have a contract with a character that we own in the MCU.
True.
It's not completely out of this world to think that this character might get pushed into that world
No.
either.
No, I don't. It makes
It
more.
would have been if it was R.
It makes more sense for right now, even before the Venom movie to come out. It makes more sense for Venom to jump into the MCU than it does for Deadpool to jump into the MCU.
Yeah. The only reason Deadpool could do it is because he's so meta
Yeah.
and there's no rules
I
in
honestly,
his world.
I was thinking about this earlier. I was thinking about this on the ride to work today. I don't like the idea of Deadpool in the MCU at all.
No, I like that he has his own universe.
His own universe.
He can do whatever the hell he wants.
But I do like the idea of Venom being put into the MCU. Now, that's because of Spider-Man, yes, but it's also because that Venom character, especially, I mean, you got fucking Tom Hardy playing.
I know.
Like, that's so blockbuster right there, that it just makes you feel like that's where he belongs, and you get like that caliber of actor. And plus, if Venom's playing this anti-hero, then he can play that hero part, and he can join the Guardians of the Galaxy.
He could take over Drax's part.
He could take over Drax's spot in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it would be absolutely epic.
It would be epic.
But now, all right, so Eddie Brock, when he's Venom and he's out in space, he doesn't turn back into Eddie Brock. Obviously not.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about the storyline.
Yeah.
Like I said, that storyline is the Venom that has nothing to do with Spider-Man.
Ah.
That's the one that doesn't even have the spider on his chest. He's just got the white stuff
okay.
all over him.
Okay.
That's the newer Venom story arc. So, yeah, the only thing I was thinking was the PG-13 rating is not only a failsafe to make a little bit more money that they weren't going to make, but it's also a failsafe to, if there is an agreement maybe down the line that's already being talked about, or maybe could be talked about, it's way easier for them to pull him in at a PG-13 rating than it would be at an R.
True. Good point.
And one more thought that I thought about today when I was thinking about Venom is, I say this every week, fuck you, internet people who don't like Venom for no reason. Because here's my thing. I just thought about this. You're all mad at Sony for not tying Spider-Man into a character that's his origins are from Spider-Man. How can you have this character without Spider-Man? Think about your Spider-Man that's in the MCU.
Yep.
He's not a journalist.
No.
He's never taken one picture.
Nope.
He has nothing to do with the Daily Bugle.
True.
How are you going to tie that character into anything that has to do with the origin that you loved in the comic book that has to do with Venom?
Yeah.
That character that they built, that Spider-Man character in the MCU, is not that Spider-Man.
No. His name is Peter Parker.
So be mad at the MCU for making a completely different Spider-Man that has nothing to do with Venom.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I never actually...
That was the first time I thought about it today.
Yeah, I never actually thought about that either.
Everybody's mad about Venom not having Spider-Man, but Spider-Man, he was made in the MCU to not have Venom.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to write him in when he's older and out of high school and in his job, and now the timelines don't fit.
That's what I guess what I would think is that they eventually will make him a reporter or a photographer.
Yeah, photographer.
For the Daily Bugle.
Right.
I feel like that's eventually going to happen, but
maybe. I feel like the MCU Spider-Man's too focused on the Avengers and the bigger stories.
That's true.
That they're not focusing on that smaller stuff
true.
that we liked about individual Spider-Man stories.
If individual Spider-Man, we'll just call him that for being safe, he's so down on his luck about, like, I don't have a job, I gotta make money being a photographer. Why doesn't he just stop being Spider-Man and get a goddamn real job?
Well, that's the thing that's in the comic book. I mean, there's always that struggle between him. Is can I stop? It's my responsibility. If I can do something, I have to do something.
Yeah, but
then there's those issues where he does quit being Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then he tries to be Spider-Man, but he loses his powers. And then Madam Web or whatever comes into it, and
Madam
stuff
Web.
gets all weird.
Yeah,
And
stuff
she
gets
takes him into a
real
different
weird.
dimension, and then he ends up turning into a spider.
Yeah.
For a while there.
Yeah, I could use more of that.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
There, ladies and gentlemen.
We get off on this shit. Man. This is already a half hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Marvel news for today.
It's not.
It is.
We didn't even talk about Captain Marvel.
Because we're going to talk about that later with the trailers.
Oh, I'm
that
sorry,
gets its
everyone.
own spot.
I'm
that gets
sorry,
its own
everyone.
damn spot.
I don't even know my own freaking schedule
That
here.
gets its own damn spot.
Damn
Right.
ass spot.
Speaking of news,
Oh, I thought you were talking about asses.
we got DC news, and we have a ton of it.
I don't even know what happened. I mean, I know a little bit of what happened.
Right.
But it's a little confusing and a little bit annoying that the internet just jumps to conclusions as a group with these things. So, Henry Cavill
Yeah. It's a great actor.
quit,
Yeah.
but he didn't.
Oh.
He did not quit. You didn't hear that?
No.
That he came to Twitter and said, I'm not quitting. I'm not done. I'm not hanging up the cape. I am Superman. I just don't know when you're going to get another Superman movie.
Ah. Now, see, I had heard that Cavill was unhappy with the direction of the character. He was unhappy making a cameo in Shazam.
That's not what happened.
Okay.
You know what happened with the cameo? They wanted him to come film a cameo in the Shazam movie.
Right.
He said, it conflicts with my schedule for filming with The Witcher.
Ah.
And then that blew up on the internet to he quit.
Okay. All right. So Henry Cavill did not quit DC. Now,
There is no plans to make another Superman sequel
all
at
right.
this
So
point.
and now, all right. There's no plans to make a Superman sequel. There's
is
no
what he wants.
plans to make. Is there plans to make a Justice League sequel? No,
Nope.
because we still have to do a Flash.
That's why
movie.
he said, why would I continue to be a part of this if they don't even want me to make
Right.
another movie?
Right.
Because at this point, there is no movies. And we talked about this last week.
Yeah.
When's the next time you're going to see Superman on screen?
Right.
It's not even in the works right now.
And see, and it's because as soon as Man of Steel came out, we heard Man of Steel 2.
Right.
But that was replaced with BVS.
Right.
And then Man of Steel 2 got pushed again because of Justice League.
Because they were rushing.
Because they're rushing. And so now it's... And I totally... Hey, I am on Henry Cavill's side here 100%. If they're not giving you something to do, go do something.
Right. If he finally... Okay, you're not giving me a sequel to any movie that I did so far. I get a job doing something else that's going to make me a lot of money, and then you tell me that I have to come to do one tiny cameo in a movie that you're making.
Yeah.
I already have this scheduled.
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
Why don't they just take some shitty footage of his
CG
mustacheless face and just put that in the Shazam movie?
I don't have a mustache.
Hey, I'm Shazam. Or no, I'm not. I'm Superman.
Shazam with a mustache.
You know what I never
You
noticed?
could take Henry Cavill's mustache and Photoshop it on Shazam, so then stand them side by side. There you go.
I like that idea. Like I said, I'm okay with this. I think it's a smart move by Henry Cavill.
I was not surprised that he quit.
I'm
when
surprised
it was announced,
it took so long.
but I am surprised that he's saying that he's not hanging up the cape.
You know who Henry Cavill would make a great? You know what character Henry Cavill would do great at? Nova.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Nova. I don't even know what he looks like without that gold helmet.
Henry Cavill is Nova. I'm saying it right now.
No. You know what we need as Nova?
Who? Steve Buscemi?
No, the dude that played Dredd.
Carl Urban.
Put another helmet on him. Give another helmeted movie. Don't let him take it off.
What was his character in Ragnarok? He was Scourge. Scourge the Executioner.
You wouldn't be able to tell because he has a helmet on.
I know. I agree.
Boom. Just
I
make
agree.
him go like this.
I agree.
What do you think, Rook? Assessment Rookie.
Assessment Rookie. I love that movie.
Oh, so good. Give us another Dread.
I know. Give us another Dread. Let's get Henry Cavill as Dread or something. Or
Henry Cavill as Dread. Clean cut.
Yeah.
We're already getting him as The Witcher, which I thought was weird.
Yeah.
Geralt or whatever his name is.
Geralt. I'm saying Geralt. Or
something with a G.
Geralt. It's Geralt or Geralt.
I don't know anything about The
Soft
Witcher.
G, hard G. Get your G's in order. Yeah, I'm totally on board with Henry Cavill. Plus, he just made a ton of money off of Mission Impossible, and that can show him. I think that was it right there.
Did you see the scene where he's fighting in the bathroom?
Yeah.
And he instantly grows a beard and his pocket appears.
Right.
What's up with him getting weird things photoshopped and taken away?
don't know.
And
I don't know.
I watched that video 100 times and I'm like, is he really growing a beard or is it just the shadowing? But his pocket isn't there either, and then it appears.
I feel like the contract in Mission Impossible that kept his mustache and made DC change their movie showed Henry Cavill that, hey, Warner Brothers, DC, they're not so big and scary and intimidating and, know what the fuck they're doing. They can't even stop me from having a mustache. They're gonna have no plans for me. I just made a ton of money off of Mission Impossible. I'm set to make a ton of money off of the Witcher series on Netflix.
Do you know how much hair he probably has to grow to be that character in The Witcher?
Yeah.
And then they were come back for Superman.
Right.
That's two such completely opposite characters right there. Dirty, traveling, gray-haired, grizzly-looking dude.
Agreed.
And then clean-cut Superman.
I know. I know. I'm so about this, though. I'm so about it.
Round robin.
Hey! Round robin. I like how you said that. So we got some images from Titans. Well, Titans has been released. Because the streaming service
I guess
is up.
the first episode shows that we got...
Jason Todd meets Dick Grayson.
So, it's literally... He just left Batman, and Batman went, I got a new Robin.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, that is really cool.
So you get the two Robins meeting up for the first time.
Yeah.
And seeing that, I've been replaced.
Right.
Batman has already replaced me.
I bet that makes him angry.
He's already pissed off. Fuck Batman.
Fuck Batman. All right. So what do you think about that?
I'm down with it. I want to see Titans, but I'm not getting the DC Universe.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
I'll just keep looking at these pictures and stuff.
I know. Make my own Titans. So yeah, that was really cool to see Jason Todd standing next to Dick Grayson in their Robin uniforms.
That's just setting up for a sweet-ass Red Hood.
I know, right? I know. And that's the thing. That's where, this Titans, I was so not on board with it. But honestly,
it opens the door.
if you just took Titans and pushed it away, but kept
the Robin part of it.
That
Give
would
us
be
Nightwing.
Give us
Give us Red Hood.
Dick Grayson, Jason Todd. Give me all of them, and give me this Robin universe.
Get rid of all the other characters in the Titans
thing, and get rid of
prostitute thing.
Asian Beast Boy, and keep Raven though. Give Raven her own show. That's what I'm doing things now. I'm moving stuff around.
I'm doing things here.
Doing things here. I thought that was really cool to see two Robins standing next to each other.
Yeah, it was cool.
Comment down below and let us know what you thought about the two Robins.
Or the fact that he just said prostitute thing.
Prostitute thing.
Push the prostitute away.
Push the prostitute thing out of here. Sorry if I upset anybody who's a prostitute. I don't know. I don't know what you guys do in your free time. I don't know. So that was cool. And then also, we had some set photos this week.
Not set photos.
Movie
pictures.
Yeah, movie pictures.
Did you see them?
Yeah.
Did you see the little bit of actual footage?
No.
Of him coming out of the comedy club?
I'll have to find that. I'll have to find that when I get
home. It's the same pictures that we got of him holding that paper bag, and he's in the brown jacket, and he's looking his hair's all long. Looks great.
Looks great.
So if you haven't, he dropped some weight.
If you haven't been able to figure out what we're talking about, a couple of photos were released of Joaquin Phoenix on set of the Joker. Arthur?
They're giving him a name. This is only the second time, maybe the first time, that we've ever had an official name.
Well, there was Jack Napier.
Yeah, and well, that wasn't ever. You talking about the original Batman movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that wasn't like solid in that
Okay.
movie. Like that wasn't his actual name.
Hmm.
Is what I heard.
Interesting.
But his name in this is Arthur.
Arthur.
Yeah. The original picture that was posted had the picture of Joaquin Phoenix, and then right beside it said Arthur.
Hey, I got 4 hours ago, full Joker cast and crew officially announced.
But yeah, so the clip that I saw was of him coming out, being shoved out of a door of an old comedy club, like being kicked out, and then him turning around and spitting on the door.
Wow.
And then right like 10 feet, it like has like a carnival painting on the backdrop, and there's that clown standing there.
Huh.
And he gets into like a fight with a clown. That big fat clown in the picture.
Yeah.
I'm so down for this. I'm so pumped for this.
Nice.
I got weird expectations for this.
Arthur Fleck,
Yeah.
which will be the Joker.
Oh, man.
Hey, guess who's in this movie now?
I don't know.
Zazie Beetz,
Oh yeah, I just saw her
who
in that
played
picture you were
Domino.
scrolling about. That's cool.
She's going to play Sophie Drummond, a cynical single mother and the Joker's love interest.
Oh, okay, so she's the one. I mean, I guess so. She's not the one who's pregnant that he's trying to make money for.
No, I don't think so.
I think this is gonna have its own origin.
Or unless I think it is. I mean, she could. I mean, a single mother could be somebody who's pregnant.
And he's trying to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robert De Niro plays a talk show host, which is totally not where I thought they were gonna go.
No, but I'm so down with him being like the down on his luck comedian.
Mark Maron's in it. Like, that's sick.
The Marin podcast or whatever.
Yeah. Brett Cullen got cast as Thomas Wayne, and the only picture that Wikipedia has of Brett Cullen is from 1996. So I feel like I can't accurately tell you what he looks like. He was in The Dark Knight Rises?
It sounds really familiar, that name.
I don't know. All right, so I feel like that. I mean, this is a Killing Joke. I think Zazie Beetz is going to be that pregnant woman who he's trying to impress and make money for. Hey, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Man, did he drop a lot of weight,
I
Joaquin
know.
Phoenix.
Joaquin's like that Christian Bale kind of actor where he is willing to drop a ton of weight, gain
Well, you can't
a lot of weight.
I mean, I understand that there's tons of different styles for Joker, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know if there's any. There's one I do remember being like big and beastie, but most of the Jokers are usually pretty thin.
Little guys like us.
Yeah.
Either one of us could be the Joker, and you'd never know it.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe I'm hiding scars under this beard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bearded Jokers.
Bearded Jokers. It's a pretty cool band name.
That is a pretty cool
Pretty
band.
cool band name, the Bearded Jokers.
All right, but yeah, we're pumped for that.
We're pumped for Joaquin.
We need to move on.
Yeah, we gotta get on.
We gotta cruise here. We got
gotta
so
get
much
on
to
with it.
talk about with the freaking Captain Marvel.
All right, do you want to do that now, or do you want to talk about Captive State?
Yeah, let's just move on with the trailers, and then we'll do Captain Marvel at the end.
Cool. Captive State.
Did you watch the trailer?
I did. What's going on?
Well, okay, so that is
Right.
a short trailer with a lot of questions.
Yeah,
But it looks awesome.
I know.
And I'm so pumped for John Goodman. Like, I love John Goodman
I
in
love
everything.
John Goodman.
I watched 10 Cloverfield Lane finally.
Yeah. Oh, finally.
Great.
Yeah, right?
Great.
He crushes
Loved
it.
it.
He crushes it.
Loved that the fact that every movie that's in Cloverfield, like, gives you a little bit more into the aliens, but only for, like, a few minutes at the end.
Yeah.
Like, you got to see the spaceship finally.
Right.
She somehow destroyed the entire spaceship with a bottle that was lit on fire.
Yep.
Great. But yeah. So, Captive State.
All right. So you want the plot for it?
Sure.
Nearly a decade after occupation by an extraterrestrial force, the lives of a Chicago neighborhood on both sides of the conflict are explored. So it sounds like, I mean, there was an alien invasion.
That's what I got from the trailer.
Right.
Was-
Because it was everybody all rise.
That's
and
what
then
at
it shows a
first.
ship dropping
At
in.
first, I thought, oh, this is a very like political, futuristic movie
Yes.
And then it showed John Goodman walking out with his military uniform on and like a gas mask, or like an air, like a
what do they call
jet,
it? Yeah, they call it
aviation air thing.
Aeronautic.
Yeah.
Something.
And I was like, oh shit, John Goodman's gonna be like some kind of like crazy dictator.
Yeah.
And then that weird, crazy black ship started floating in over top of the stadium, and I was like, boom, it's an alien movie! And then it cut off.
Yeah. You want to hear? So yeah, I just think it's gonna be like that really cool alien invasion.
It's a cool twist to see like they're allowing people to keep living the way they live.
Yeah.
But they're like controlling as a dictator.
Right. Well, that's I thought it was interesting. It was like poverty eradicated, and all this stuff. Like I was like, what is going on?
And everybody's wearing military uniforms and they're very like proper and
what's
like
going on here? I'm super intrigued.
Me too.
I think this is probably, other than Maggie, the new Nick Cage movie, this trailer has intrigued me so much. I want to know more.
Yeah, me too.
I
And
want to
there's
know.
not much there, and I love that.
Right, there's
about
not
it.
much there. Right, you gotta wait. Cool little factoid from Captive State. Machine Gun Kelly is in the movie.
That's a rapper, right?
He is a rapist.
A
Yes.
rappist.
Machine Gun Kelly sustained a hairline fracture of the sternum on set toward the end of filming, reportedly from repeat punches to the chest from an unnamed person playing a police officer. The actor claimed that when he complained to a crew member about the incident, he was told to suck it up. Fuck yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, right?
Okay.
Like, I don't even know who
Fake police brutality.
Oh, yeah, right?
He's not even a real police officer. He's just playing one.
I am not sure what the production company is. I mean, it's Amblin Partners. So it's Spielberg. And, I mean, being distributed by Focus Features, which is my favorite independent movie studio. Release date March 29th, 2019.
When?
March 29th, 2019. Okay. Do you feel like we got the trailer way too soon?
Yeah, I feel like that's why it was so short, and there was barely anything there. It was mostly voiceover.
Yeah.
With like a few shots.
Is it going to be like, are we going to find out way too much about this before we get to see it?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't even know if it's going to be popular enough for anybody. Like, we might not hear about this again.
That's the thing. It's Focus Features, so it probably will get a very limited release unless it starts to groundswell.
It's going to be like Overlord.
I'm wondering...
Like, when's the last time you heard anything about that?
Oh, cripes.
Right.
Yeah, not since we talked about it.
Right.
I'm wondering what my big question is. I mean, it says 10 years after the initial invasion. Is this a sequel? Is this a continuation? Is this
a Cloverfield?
I see. I don't know. Right.
No, it won't be.
Bah!
Every time we think anything's going to be put Cloverfield, it's not.
I know. We get so disappointed in ourselves.
A Quiet Place should have been Cloverfield, especially after watching 10 Cloverfield Lane. I know. Man, did they miss out on an opportunity to make a Quiet Place part of Cloverfield.
Yep.
Man.
A quiet field.
A quiet Clover Place.
It was like Sunday night. It was like 9 o'clock. And we were looking for a movie to watch, and Jess was like, "Oh, let's watch A Quiet Place." And I was like, all right, I want to tell you this before we put this on.
Be prepared.
This is a scary movie. And she's like, "Oh, I think I'll be able to handle it." I'm like, No. This is a scary movie. And she's like, "Does it have a lot of jump scares?" And I'm like, "It's all effing jump scares."
Well, yeah, I guess it's jump scares, but it's
silent.
It's silent.
Right. So
that's what makes everything tense. Like the entire movie's like.
Right. Well, I told her that. I was like, it's quiet too. Like everything's gonna when it does make noise, it's gonna bam come out at you like that. So we didn't watch it.
Are you serious? You still didn't watch it?
We watched Annihilation instead.
Ooh.
She fucking loves Annihilation.
Man, Annihilation was boring for the first half.
All right. So I kind of like...
It's exactly the same as...
It's Arrival.
Arrival.
Right. It's Arrival.
You gotta be prepared to settle in.
Yeah.
And let it just slowly sink in.
I loved Annihilation, but I feel like there was a lot of unnecessary flashback scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Like...
Well, that was them preparing you for the weird time travel
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
aspect of what was going on, which I think that they kind of, I think they were trying to tie it in with Annihilation without tying it in with Annihilation, or with Arrival without
Right.
tying it in.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, where were we at?
We were on. We were talking
Captive
about
State.
Captive State.
Check that trailer out.
Check that
It's a
shit
good one.
out, people. Next up, we've got. We're talking about Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Alright, so here's the thing. I don't know if I've ever seen Mary Poppins.
Really?
Like, I know what it is.
Right,
I've
everybody
seen
does.
things of it. And I
Right.
know she floats on, with her umbrella, and
Yeah.
she's a nanny.
Yes.
And there's something about chimney sweeps.
Yes.
Because what's his face? Was
Dick
the
Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke was the
Right.
chimney sweep. So I know about it, but I don't know if I've ever actually sat down and watched the movie.
Okay.
So, watching this trailer, I was like, alright.
So the Mary Poppins trailer dropped. I don't know what time. I found it at 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
I was
yesterday.
I was up, having a cigarette because I couldn't sleep, and I'm on the YouTube, and it's like Mary Poppins trailer, and I'm like, what? Holy shit! So Emily Blunt plays Mary Poppins in a story that I guess is taking place.
It's a sequel.
Yeah,
The kids that were in the original one are
Are
now
the
in
adults.
trouble.
they're the adults.
Like they're losing their house or something.
something like that. They can't.
Someone
something,
died.
Something like that.
The kid's mom died, and
think-
now they are taking care of the kids.
The dad's wife dies, and now he has the kids, and he goes to move in with his sister.
Okay,
Something
makes
like
sense.
that.
Yeah,
That makes
yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of sense.
yeah.
And then Mary Poppins comes back, looking younger than she did in the original, because it's not Julie Andrews, it's Emily Blunt.
Well, they addressed that. They're
Right.
like, "Why do you look like you didn't age at all?" And she's like, "We don't ask women about their age."
Right, which
It's
is
like,
really cool.
So you got to put that little thing in there to make it okay.
I thought it was super interesting to see. Like,
It doesn't look bad.
I'm not gonna go see it in theaters.
It looks like a good.
family movie.
Well, it looks like it was well thought out.
Yeah.
Like the people that did it love Mary Poppins.
Right.
And did it justice.
And the one cool thing, Dick Van Dyke is in it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, Dick Van
Awesome.
Dyke is in this new one. So
You know what I did hear about this movie that it was interesting?
what's that?
Was it they've wanted to make it for a while,
Really?
but the director specifically said he would not make it if Emily Blunt was not Mary Poppins.
That makes sense.
So he was waiting for her to finish up all her projects to do this.
Rob Marshall is the director.
That's
Um,
pretty cool. Like,
really
Like
cool.
he seems like he really was like, she is it. Like if I don't have her, we don't have a movie.
Really cool factoid about this movie as well is that Emily Blunt married to John Krasinski.
Right.
John Krasinski wrote A Quiet Place while he was in London with Emily Blunt while she was filming Mary Poppins.
Nice.
So in this world of wonderment, John Krasinski's sitting alone in a dark room writing one of the scariest movies of the last 10
And
years.
she read it
Yeah,
and
she
said,
read it on the plane.
I
ride
want to
back.
be the wife.
Right. He asked her, he said, who do you think should play the wife? She read the script on the way back to the
I just
States.
played the most magical,
Yeah.
positive character. Let me do this.
Yeah. Like,
Let me have a baby in
So-
a tub while an alien is attacking me.
we've got Emily Blunt. We've got Lin-Manuel Miranda, which I don't have to tell you. I mean, do you know who he is?
No.
Oh, he's the guy behind Hamilton, the play.
Okay.
He's the guy who basically invented that. Emily Mortimer, Ben Whishaw, Dick Van Dyke, Angela Lansbury, Colin Firth, Meryl Streep. Like, damn, this cast has it. Like,
Yeah, like I said, it looks good enough. I just don't really.
not interested.
Yeah, it's just
Right.
not something that I'm.
So, 54-year break in between movies, which makes you wonder,
Talk about a sequel.
what is Dick Van Dyke?
Looking like?
I know what he looks like. I know what he
I
looks
haven't
like.
seen him since.
How's he doing it?
Yeah, that's true.
How's he doing it? I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty excited though.
So I got something on mine that I don't think you have on yours because I didn't send you my updated one.
Yeah.
Netflix announced today.
Oh, I have no idea. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was talking to the telephone.
Netflix announced today that they are doing a live action Avatar, The Last Airbender series.
Okay. Sweet. I like it.
I loved The Last Airbender.
Yeah.
I have a few seasons on DVD. I was very disappointed in M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's movie.
So were most people.
I fell asleep halfway through it at the drive-in. To see this happening, I'm kind of psyched.
Okay.
I think it could be good.
Nice. I think there was so much potential with it the first time
There
around
was.
that it would be a shame if they did not.
I don't think it should be a
capitalize.
movie. I think it should be an ongoing series.
Right.
Just like the show was. And the way they worded it when they announced that they were doing it is that they are doing an original take on it. So it's going to be their own take on this story. Not like it's a reinterpretation is what it said. So that kind of opens the gate for them to basically do it justice and make a good show. But yeah, we can move on now. Let's jump into the big old story here. Everything that everybody's been waiting for. This guy's
real quick.
on his phone.
Real quick. Yeah, well, I know. Real quick. Corporate, man. Dick Van Dyke played two characters in the original Mary Poppins movie.
Oh yeah.
He played Bert the Chimney Sweep, and he also played Mr. Dawes Sr. He is reprising his role as he's now playing Mr. Dawes Jr. So it's
Okay, so that guy's supposed to be dead.
yeah. Well, that guy
was in
is
the
dead.
original movie.
Arthur Mallet, who would played Mr. Dawes in the original one, is dead. So yeah, now Dick Van Dyke's coming back to play his son, but pretty cool nevertheless.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right, so let's get to the meat of the episode. Do it up.
Potatoes. And the meat.
Captain Marvel trailer, baby!
There's no meat on it. Where's the meat? Anyway, we got the Captain Marvel trailer today. I was sitting on the pooper, and it popped up in my face, and I watched it, and I might have pooped a little bit more.
Well, that's, you text me, it was 20 till 10?
I think I watched it, like, literally 2 minutes after it was posted.
Yeah. Well, no, I think...
Was it posted earlier?
It was posted earlier.
That was the first thing I saw posted.
Because as soon as you text me, I usually go up for a cigarette around 10. As soon as you text me that, I ran outside to go have a cigarette to watch the trailer. And it said it had been posted an hour, so it was like 8:45 in the morning.
Gotcha. But yeah.
Boom! We open up on a being falling from the sky.
A spaceship.
Crash into a blockbuster video.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're not on board already...
Like they said, be prepared for the 90s nostalgia.
Yeah.
And the first thing you get, the first shot is,
coming out
her
swinging.
slamming through a freaking blockbuster.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Everything about this trailer was awesome.
Yeah. I agree. It was that perfect kind of, I don't want to say it's like anything, but it's that perfect mix between like a Guardians, a Captain America, an Iron Man,
It is.
a
It's
Thor.
the perfect
like
into one character.
Yeah.
One story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, I mean, we're going to get, like, I'm pretty sure we got scenes in there of her on Xandar living. Like, looking, did you not, like, she's looking out at, like, an apartment window on Xandar.
Really? I did not notice that.
And she's, like, looking into the sky, like, who the hell am I? It showed her on a lot of missions with her Star Force.
Yeah.
You got to see the one chick with, like, the laser face.
Yeah.
And looked freaking badass. And then you get to see her on Earth for the first time, saying that she's getting flashbacks of memories.
Right.
Thinking that she obviously is an Earthling.
Yeah.
And then you get a lot of young Sam Jackson.
I know,
man.
a ton. Well, he does that voiceover, and he's like, I was ready to hang it up until you came along.
I know a soldier when I see one,
Yeah.
or about war or something.
All right, so I think we can now... Can we say that Jude Law is not Marvel?
No, I think he's still
You still think he
supposed
is?
to be Marvel.
Okay.
But I don't know if he is the Marvel that we know from the comic books.
Right.
Because you gotta think, Marvel was the first Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Right.
For about 20 years.
Yeah.
Then, in like the 70s or 80s, they decided we need more female characters.
Right.
So they introduced Ms. Marvel.
Right.
Who was Carol Danvers.
Yes.
But there was still Captain Marvel. Then, in like 2006, we got the Carol Danvers Captain Marvel that is being put into the MCU. That was the first time she donned the Captain Marvel, like the one we know,
the red,
with
blue,
all the
gold.
powers, the red, blue, and gold, not Marvel anywhere to be seen.
Right.
So like she's not like, that's what I don't know if people like realize that the character that we're getting in the MCU is not an old character.
No.
Like it's a very recent character
Yes.
introduced into the Marvel comic books. So I'm okay with him. I don't know if he is. I don't know if there's a cast set list, thrown out there yet.
Go ahead and keep talking.
But I know he's part of the Star Force.
Yes.
Obviously.
Right.
They showed a clip in that trailer of her getting her powers. Did you notice?
I did.
Her arms are like locked in and they're shooting these like beams in her head. So we're seeing her getting her powers boosted or whatever, or given to her, or however she gets them in this movie. I don't know. And then we finally get that hangar scene where she's in the red and gold and the blue, and she looks effing like a Super Saiyan.
Right. So let me get my cast list.
Here we go.
Brie Larson as Carol Danvers / Captain Marvel.
Of course.
Sam Jackson as Nick Fury. Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, which is sweet. Ben Mendelsohn. We get some more of that. Oh, Jude Law. Clark Gregg. Jude Law as Marvel / Walter Lawson.
Right. So like I said, I do think he is Marvel, but he's not the Marvel. He's not the father of Carol Danvers.
Right.
He's not the one who gives the powers to her.
Right.
He's just a character in the Star Force.
What was your favorite scene from the trailer that we saw today?
Oh, definitely her finally powering up.
I was going to say, mine was
walking
her.
in the hangar doors, and she just kind of like, and her lasers are not. Finally, what I've been waiting for.
Mine was her punching the shit out of that old lady.
I think everybody's was her punching the shit out of the old lady. I've
love to
seen
see an old
100
person get
memes
punched.
already.
I love to see an old person get punched.
That's just cool because
It's a scroll.
right.
So you know
it's a cool nod to the people who know the comic books.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know anything about what's going to happen, she just jacked an old lady in the face.
Right.
But for the people who are like, oh shit, the Skrulls are going to be in this movie,
Yeah.
they're shapeshifters, then we're like, yes,
Yeah.
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Like they're living
They could be
in
anyone.
normal society as normal people.
Right.
Like she looks up at her and kind of just grins, and then she just jacks her,
Whack.
which is like cool to. So she knows who Skrulls are. Like, is that one of her abilities?
Yeah, well, I think that she probably, when she was out of this planet, she was dealing with the Skrulls, and
Right.
she can tell. She's probably one of her powers. I don't know, something.
Okay, so something I want to bring up real quick.
All right, go ahead. I'm gonna
the-
run away real quick.
Well, I want to talk to you about it.
All right, keep talking.
Where's this guy going? The dude in Guardians of the Galaxy that we talked about last week, who's going to be a part of the Star Force, the black guy that was guarding the stone.
Yes.
I don't think we realized. I don't know when's the last time you saw the first Guardians of the Galaxy, but I watched it after we had talked about that, and we had talked about how you don't get enough of him.
Yeah.
You actually get a lot of him in that movie. He shows up later,
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that.
and he's working for Ronan.
Okay.
He's working for He's working looking for the stone for Ronan, who's looking for the stone for Thanos.
Right.
He's not guarding it to keep it away from the bad.
He wants it.
He's getting
for
it
the bad.
for the bad.
Yeah.
And we see Ronan in Captain Marvel. and we see him working for the Star Force. So are we going to see in this movie at some point him betraying like the rest of her team? Why does she leave the Star Force?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are we gonna see the team start working for Ronan?
All right, so Jimanu Hughes Hansu plays Korath, a Kree mercenary and member of Star Force. Hansu explained that Korath was at his infancy in the film compared to his appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy, but was still a humorless machine. So in Captain Marvel, he's not as fleshed out as he was in Guardians.
Well, yeah, I'm sure.
Right.
But the fact still stands. He stood in front of Ronan when he lost the stone to Star-Lord.
Right.
The next couple scenes when Ronan has his group of people there who are looking for the stone, he's front and center explaining we lost the stone.
Right.
So he's working for Ronan. So he obviously switched sides at some point between Captain Marvel and Guardians.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very interesting.
Well, and Ronan...
But I've also heard that Ronan's not a bad guy in this.
Well, that's what I'm reading, is that Ronan the Accuser is a high-ranking Kree official who is fanatical about their culture and practices.
See, I think there's going to be a lot of weird, flip-flopping
So,
here.
I think
because he's standing with the scrolls in that one picture.
Right. I think what we're going to see, and I don't know this, this is not me saying anything for
Speculation.
sure. Speculation. Ronan will be using the Star Force to fight the Skrulls, but then he kind of loses faith in the Kree because they now have a human.
Or Thanos starts dipping his little fingers in
Yeah.
there. Man, that would be cool. Get that
That'd be
reach
cool.
all the way back then. But
Yeah.
Thanos kind of started setting people up trying to find the stones and collect them.
That'd be sweet.
Because then she could be like, well, I'm not down with this anymore.
Right.
I'm not
This is
down
not
with
why I joined the Star
Right.
Force. I didn't join it to kill
would-
people.
Which is one of the questions I had in that trailer is, she's obviously working for the Star Force in the first 2 minutes of that trailer.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Sam Jackson convinces her to just not be a part of that anymore and work for Earth.
Yeah.
Why? There has to be a bigger reason on why. It can't just be because she finds out she's an Earthling.
There's got to be a way for Sam Jackson to fully show her who she actually is.
Even if she doesn't, if there's something bigger for her team starting to work for Thanos or getting
Right.
off.
Because there's
what
a
they're
reason
supposed
that
to
she
do.
leaves the Star Force,
Right.
and there's a reason that she doesn't wear the Star Force uniform, and there's a reason.
There's a reason she cleaned
that
off
she-
the mascara under her eyes.
There's a reason
and
she comes back to Earth. There's
Well, yeah.
because we could
Well,
see
The Star Force comes to Earth because of the invasion of
There
the
could be
Skrulls.
half a movie before we even get to Earth.
Oh, I guarantee.
Yeah.
I guarantee there's a lot of cosmic stuff going on in the
Yeah.
beginning of the movie.
Ooh, I can't wait.
I feel like the last act is going to be a lot of what you saw in those pictures
Yeah.
of the beach and stuff. I have a feeling we're not going to get a lot of that in the main part of the movie.
I could agree with that.
And I feel like a lot of those flashbacks, don't worry. I know a lot of people said on the internet, I was reading a ton of comments today just ripping on her, but I also saw a lot of good points of I hope that there's not so much of that backstory where they showed her as a little girl, they showed her in training camp, they showed this. I think those are just flashbacks.
Yeah.
I don't think those are major key parts of the movie.
No, I could agree with you there.
So don't worry about that. Her flipping up on the train,
Yeah.
the cinematic, it's just.
I know, and that's the cool thing about this character is that we're getting it at a point where the MCU is huge right now, and they have mastered their techniques of showing you cosmic,
comic
showing
books
you
on a real scale.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Right.
Now. We know
Yeah.
we can put our trust in their hands.
I totally do.
And that's what makes me a little bit more angry that a lot of people were talking shit on this trailer already.
Yeah.
It's just how many how many amazing movies do they have to give you before you're like, okay, I trust these guys?
Right.
Like, are you really gonna talk shit on every movie? Like, I remember people talking shit on Infinity War.
Yeah.
When they released the trailer,
saying
how bad Thanos looked and this and that and the other, and then the movie came out and nothing. Other than praise.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna say a bad thing about Captain Marvel even to begin with.
There's a few things I have gripes with.
Like what?
The flashbacks.
Okay.
Carol Danvers, Brie Larson. No offense to her. This is one thing that I heard in comments I do agree with. Oh, well, people said she shouldn't be Captain Marvel. She doesn't fit the part. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think she's going to do it justice. I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be more than fine. I think it's going to be great.
Yes.
I loved the trailer. I would have not picked her.
Who would you have picked?
I don't have a specific person. Like, I didn't even think about that. But looking at her, I would have never went Captain Marvel.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
But seeing the trailer...
How close do you think Emma Stone was to being Captain Marvel?
Probably, she's a high up there actress.
Yeah.
So probably pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, they were probably like, well,
I feel
we
like
could
it
get
was
the popularity.
I feel like it was Emma Stone and Brie Larson.
I think she had to. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying that I'm putting my trust in Marvel is that they're not gonna cast someone as a character if they're not confident in that actor.
Right.
That, like, Brie Larson had to have laid down a good casting, like,
audition.
Right. To have gotten that character for their, like, first block to their building of this Phase 4.
Right.
Like, this is huge for them.
And I know that,
they're in a corner right now.
Yes, Ant-Man and the Wasp was the first block to building that next step. But Captain Marvel... And Marvel will tell you this itself. Captain Marvel is a bigger step than Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what the Ant-Man and the Wasp, when it came out, they even said, this is a movie that doesn't affect the bigger scope.
Right.
It's just a fun movie that you can go and enjoy and watch.
Yeah.
This movie, Captain Marvel, is an important movie.
I know, man. And
this is a make or break for the next 10 years.
I know. And I can't wait to see, like, the end of the movie where she leaves. And then to see Infinity War.
Did you see him with the pager in the trailer? He's typing something.
I did.
Oh God, I just want it now.
I did. Of course, they show that pager.
Right.
Get all of us marking out like crazy over here.
Coulson was in it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Real quick.
Yeah.
They showed
super
Coulson.
quick.
I think everybody's more pumped for Coulson than anything else.
Right? Clark Gregg. Nobody has tweeted at Clark Gregg in a long time, and now they're blowing his shit up. I love it.
He's probably sitting there going. Just grinning away like,
bring me back, bitches.
I never really died.
Bring me back, bitches.
Especially if Tony Stark time travels back in and helps Loki escape, Coulson will have never have died.
That's gonna be the cool shit. Like once the dust settles on Avengers 4 and we get that final we get that like final end, like that towards the end scene where they're all sitting there in a room, like the Avengers are sitting there in a room, and then like Coulson walks into the room. It's normal. And it's just normal. It's like
everybody in the audience is like, yeah.
We've got a new mission for you guys, and everyone's like, yeah.
Well, see, I don't know about all that. I think we're losing everyone in Avengers 4.
Well, I mean, we're gonna have a new Avengers.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm thinking Cap,
Iron.
I don't know if Tony's gonna die.
Tony's gonna retire. Yeah. And
I think
don't know
Cap's
what's
going down.
What's gonna go on with the Hulk?
I think the Hulk's gonna last.
Yeah.
I think we are going to keep the Hulk for a few more movies.
Keep
Thor,
Hulk
we're going to keep.
Yeah. No, or is Thor going to jump out of Earth and go to the Guardians?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
especially
Thor's going to survive.
Especially
Thor's not going to get killed off.
Taika Waititi is.
Yes, that's my thing about that is
taking over the Guardians.
Hemsworth has already expressed, please give me another Thor movie. Like, we didn't finally hit what we wanted to hit until Taika Waititi took over.
Right.
You can't give him one good movie and then put the kibosh on him. You know what I mean? Like,
agreed.
So yes, give us at least one more Thor movie. I think Cap's gonna bite it. Iron Man's gonna retire. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen after Avengers 4. I'm so curious. You know what I am really excited for after watching I mean, I've been excited for, but I'm really excited after watching Captain Marvel and watching her do her thing for like a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Man, am I ready for her to throw down with Thanos.
I know.
I am ready for someone to
ready
go
to-
toe-to-toe
you know.
with Thanos and show him
Yeah.
he's not as beastie as he thinks.
Yeah.
Like, this just
Oh,
tiny
here's-
little blonde
here's
chick
something else.
just whooping some Thanos ass.
Here's something we didn't think about, or we haven't really talked about. Who is it? Who's the child of Thanos that has the Captain Marvel sash? Is it Cole Obsidian?
Yeah.
How does he get it? Are we gonna find out in this movie?
Nah, everybody speculated that when we talked about, like, when we were talking about that was the point, was Cole Obsidian dies in that movie.
Yeah.
So are we going to get him in the Captain Marvel movie?
Right.
I doubt it. I think that was just a fun Easter egg. I think they did that with a lot of things. I think they just threw some stuff in there to be like, hey, the people who are paying attention,
Did
Here's
Proxima
something
did
cool.
Proxima Midnight survive Infinity War, or did she get killed?
when they were on the battlefield
Yeah.
in Wakanda,
She gets ran over.
that big spike roller things
Yeah.
are coming, and she says something to Scarlet Witch.
She's fighting
And
Scarlet
then
Witch.
Black
and
Widow's like,
Okoye.
she's not alone. And then Okoye comes,
Yeah.
and then like 5 seconds later, you see that blue splatter on their
okay,
faces.
so she does
So
that.
I would assume I'm assuming all the children of Thanos are dead. So, Captain Marvel
trailer.
If you haven't watched it,
Boom.
effing watch it,
Effing watch it.
because it's amazing.
Effing watch it. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Strange Planet Podcast. We have been your hosts. This has been,
Corey James?
and I've been Anthony Zevatek. Have a strange day.